So I just got back actually from Mexico. I didn't make some big announcement that I was traveling, but I did take a little family vacation. I don't know. When you travel with two young toddlers, don't really know if you can call it a vacation, but very, very great trip. I learned a lot for sure, was certainly pushed to my limits in many ways. So I'm very grateful for it. And what happened actually, as I was boarding the plane, getting ready to fly down to Mexico with my family, was, as it always happens, if you guys have been in sync for a long time, you probably have noticed the same thing. For the last couple of months, I've been sort of pitching and working with potentially getting another Major League Baseball theme song placed. Basically, got a thumbs up on my initial draft, but we had been kind of waiting for the revisions to get the final, okay, here's the final notes and let's get started, because the show was basically going to air in March. And, it'd been about a month and we just didn't hear anything because they were busy building the show and building the opening credits. And of course, right when I get on the plane, that morning is when I get the email, hey, your track's been approved. Now go ahead and give us all the assets. We need stems. We need alt mixes. We need loops. We need a full extension of your theme track. The theme track was like 30 seconds. They needed a full 3-minute version of that theme song so that they could place it in the background as they go to commercial, in promos and bumpers and all different types of use cases. Now, luckily for me, I knew this was going to happen because this happened in my career so many times, over and over and over again. Things would be super slow. I'd literally get on a plane to fly somewhere where I wasn't next to my home computer, and that's when I'd get opportunities. I'd open my email or my text, and sure enough, like clockwork, that's when I was needed as soon as I was less available. Don't know why, but that's just how the universe works. This time, I was smart. This time I knew they were going to ask for something probably when I got on that plane. So I literally packed up my Mac Mini computer. That's what I use these days. And I had a portable monitor with my keyboard and my mouse. And I had my phone. My phone was my hotspot if I needed data to be able to transfer files and all that good stuff. And a pair of headphones. So I'm actually going to show you guys a picture of what my quote unquote studio looked like in Mexico. So here it is. You can see how fancy it was. And literally what I would do as soon as we landed and we got to our place where we were staying is I would just open up the computer, put on my headphones, and just work without a keyboard. I didn't bring a MIDI keyboard. Maybe in the future I should figure out a way to bring a portable keyboard that doesn't take up a lot of space. But I made it work without it, just using, clicking around, editing, all that kind of stuff, and was able to get the gig done literally from that very, very humble setup that you just saw. Uploaded all the files, sent it off to my library partner, which by the way is Epic Music. Shout out to Perry of Epic Music. Thank you so much, Perry, for the opportunity. So yeah, that's the second theme song that we have nailed through our relationships with MLB. So there might be even more coming down the pipeline. We'll see in the future. So very grateful for that, very excited for that. But the point of this video is to let you guys know that this is basically how this industry works. And the other really cool thing about this that I think you should really be aware of is, as you can see how as humble as that setup was, MLB doesn't care that that's how I created those alts. Perry of Epic Music doesn't really care that that's how I created the alts. In fact, I had a conversation with him before I went down there to say, I will be out of the country. I made arrangements to make sure that we could still text and communicate while I was down there. And I told him I will have my whole setup with me. I will have all my plugins. I will have my entire rig. So that if we do need to do any work down there, you can count on me and I'm ready to go. So a big part about this industry and a big thing that'll keep you ahead of the competition and make you, indispensable from the library partners that you work with is planning, preparing, being ready to get things done, even if you're not in front of your home studio. So some of you don't have a Mac Mini. You don't have a tiny thing that can go with you. It might be wise to invest in some sort of a laptop or some sort of a portable computer that you could quickly take your home studio files on, put it on something portable, and take it with you, or even through cloud services. There's all these different, new ways, even with Dropbox and stuff, that you can take stuff with you on the road if you're going to be traveling. But kind of as the top tier, theme of this video is be available to deliver kind of anywhere you are at any time, because it's usually when you're unavailable and when you've stepped away from your country or just your home is when people really need things to be done. And so you don't want to be sitting there going, I can't really do much about that. Sorry, I'm going to have to pass on this opportunity, because you don't have your files with you. You don't have a computer with you. You don't have something to get work done. So just another reminder, another word to the wise. It's the reality. It's how this business obviously operates fairly consistently. And if you're prepared and you're ready, and you obviously make those preparations in advance, you too can be ready to submit tracks anywhere you are all throughout the world. It was one of the things that really attracted me to this business, the fact that you don't have to be in a home studio or even a professional studio to be successful, to get placements, to get theme songs even. You can do this from literally anywhere. And I know we have a couple of you guys that are subscribed here that are nomads. You're traveling around. You don't necessarily have one place that you stay all the time. You kind of move around, and you just have various homes throughout the world. And this is an industry that allows you to absolutely do that if that's really more in the cards for you. As long as you have some sort of a setup, again, doesn't need to be quote unquote multi-million-dollar professional, headphones and a computer. That's what I was working with. You can get the job done if you know how to operate your software, if you know how to use your plugins, you know how to, you've basically trained yourself over the various, years of your industry to increase the quality of your output. On the other end, nobody really cares. Nobody knows. Nobody has any idea how you're making the music that you're doing. You know how to do it. And as long as you're doing it in a way that works for you and your lifestyle, this industry can obviously open up some great, amazing avenues for you. So that's all I got for you guys today. It's good to be back in the United States. That's what I will say. Mexico is a beautiful, wonderful country. Wonderful people, lovely, very, very warm, generous people. But boy, it does feel really, really, really good to be back in the States. I'm very grateful for my country and for the amazing amenities and great things that we have here. It's just one of those things that you notice the contrast when you travel to other countries. So we are very, very blessed to be in the country that we are in, and I'm definitely feeling that right now. So wish you guys all the best, and thank you so much for watching.